This might be my favorite card I made with the February 2026 Paper Pumpkin Kit, and wait until you see how easy it is to create this beautiful Easter card. Hi friends, I'm Chelsey from Creative Chelsey, and today I'm sharing another alternative card idea using the February 2026 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Celebrate Spring. This is my 6th alternative card, and if you're interested in seeing more of my alternative cards, you can check out the playlist, and I'll link it up here in the top right corner. If you're new to Paper Pumpkin, it is Stampin' Up's monthly crafting kit subscription that includes everything you need to make beautiful handmade cards, stamps, ink, and all the pre-cut pieces delivered right to your door. The kit includes everything you need to make 3 of these 3 designs, and I like to take the contents and create my own alternative versions. If you're interested in subscribing, you can use the link below. Let's jump in and make this card together. All right, so from the kit, you're going to need a blue piece from the blue card base, and this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. You will need the little curvy label banner and 2 of the pink flower die cuts. From your own stash, you're going to need a card base, and I'm using thick basic white cardstock. Again, I'm cutting it so that the score line is at the top. I've got it cut to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2 inches. Then I have a piece of balmy blue cardstock, and it is cut to 3 inches by 5 inches. I have some pretty in pink scraps, so these don't need to be a certain size. And then for my greeting, I also have a piece of Shy Shamrock cardstock. It's a 1/2 inch strip that I will stamp and heat emboss with and then cut down to size. So let's begin. Let's start with our stamping. In the kit, you get a really beautiful stamp set, and it has these 2 cute Easter eggs on it. And I am going to stamp them randomly on my balmy blue cardstock piece. Now, I forgot to mention that if you love making my Paper Pumpkin alternatives, you might want to check out my Paper Pumpkin Cut Club here on YouTube. Members get my exclusive cutting guides so that you can have all your pieces cut and ready to go, early access to my videos, and member-only sneak peeks so that you can get some fun tips on what I'm doing with my cards. And if you're interested in that, you can get more information using the link that you can find in the description below. All right, so I am just finishing up stamping these cute little Easter eggs, and it's very random. Once you're done with that, we are going to create a banner in the center here at the bottom, a little fishtail banner. This is 3 inches across, so if you want to use your grid paper to find the center, cut up about 3/8 of an inch and make a slit, and then go from the corners to the top of that slit, and that just creates a really nice banner shape there at the bottom. I wanted to add a little splatter to this piece as well, and I used some white craft ink. And the best way to use it is to have the refill. Put a drop or 2 on a clear block, and then with a paintbrush, you're going to mix a little water with that ink to loosen it up. And then you're going to take your paintbrush and your bone folder and just do some tapping around that cardstock. You don't want to tap it too crazy. This ink can really fly. And then when you're done, you'll have some splatters of white ink. I love the way that looks on the dark cardstock. We're going to put this off to the side and let it dry, and we're going to work on the rest of our card. So fold your card base in half along that score line. You're going to add the light blue card base, right to the center and just smooth it out. And then we're going to work on our greeting. So on the curvy label, I've added the 2 flowers, and then we're going to cut out with the die cut the beautiful. And when we're working with that die cut, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We are going to layer up the dies so we get a nice thick die cut, and we're going to use the foam adhesive sheets as well. So you're going to take your flower dies, add a dimensional in the center, place one on the left, close to even. Oh, I thought I took that off. So evenly in the center there, off to the left. And then you're going to do the second one and just kind of tuck that so that it goes up a little higher off to the right. This is going to be where we're going to add our beautiful. So take your scrap pieces of Pretty in Pink, and we are going to add some adhesive sheet to the back. And my scrap piece is about 2.5 inches by 4.5 inches, I think, or 4 3/4. So I'm going to do just a little smaller than that. So there's 2.5, and we'll do just a little shy of 4 3/4, and that will just give me a little border all the way around. And then just add this to one side of the cardstock. And then we're going to cut out 2 layers from just the adhesive sheet. And then on our other piece, we're going to use some foam adhesive sheet for the rest. I'm going to go right about there. Let's see, let me grab the die cut. Okay, so I've got the die cut. I've got my little curvy label. I'm going to look and see where I need to add the foam adhesive sheet so that it is at the same level as my flowers. So it's right around the A. So probably after the A is where I should have the foam. And then the rest can be added with adhesive. So I've just got some cardstock still stuck in there. So after the A, so right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess off and then add that to the back of my second piece of cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 from just the adhesive sheet and 1 from the foam. I'm going to add some adhesive sheet to this area here so that it is sticky and I can add it to the top of the flowers. That's perfect. Okay. All right, so once you've cut those out, go ahead. I might just leave this in here and we can add this one on top. That way the shape stays a little bit this same. It doesn't move around too much. You're just going to layer one of the adhesive sheet labels right on top. So this one is the one with the bottom layer should be the one with the foam adhesive sheet. And then the adhesive sheets go on top of that layer. And it just gives this beautiful thick look to the die. I love using this for greetings. It really just makes that die cut stand out so much more. Or very delicate dies. This is a great way to just beef up that die so that it holds its shape a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so in here in these center pieces, we got to get this out. So I was kind of hoping they would stay to the silicone, but they won't, so we'll help them come out. I want to stay on my finger. I love the take a pick tool for these kinds of details. All right, the back here of the B still needs to be removed. Remember, this is where we added just adhesive sheet. So we have adhesive sheet under the B-E-A, and then adhesive foam sheet under the rest of the word. And then we can add this to our label. Something like that. And then let's do our Easter greeting really quick. Find my strip again. Because we are going to heat emboss this, I recommend using your embossing buddy to remove any static, fingerprints, any sticky stuff on there so you get a nice embossed look. We are going to use Versamark, and we only want Easter. And so what I've done on this is I've already straightened out the greeting. I did this for my last alternative, so that would have been alternative number 5. So if you haven't checked that out, you can go over to the playlist link and see all of my past alternatives. I just inked up the whole thing and covered up the happy with tape so that I don't get that greeting. And then stamp this right in the center. Nice even pressure. Grab my white embossing powder and layer that thick over my whole stamp. Then tap a little one way, tap a little another way, just so you get a good coverage. Then you're going to heat up your heat tool. Until it's all nice and shiny. And then take a little rag and just brush as much of that embossing buddy off of the cardstock that you can. And then let's trim this down. I'm going to cut it to about 1/4 inch on both sides. And then where did my greeting go? We're going to pop this up right here with some dimensionals. So take some dimensionals and on the back, on the top, place them really close to the top edge there. And then just tuck it right underneath there, between the B, the T, and the F. And it doesn't matter if it is straight or not, because we can straighten it on our card. Okay, so there's our little greeting. Let's work on the little circle of threads next. So I'm going to use white baker's twine because I ran out of pink, and I'm going to take it and wrap it around my hand 2 times and then cut it. So let's see how long that is. That's about 15 inches is what I'm using. Then you're going to take one end and unravel it, and you're going to pull each strand out. And I think you've got 5 strands here is what I'm thinking, I remember. So try not to make a knot or break it. There we go. Once you get one, the others come much more easily. Okay, so there's 2 here. You do want to separate all of them so they're individual. Don't leave any clumped together. We're going to use 3 for this card, and then we're going to save 2 for our card tomorrow. So don't miss that one. Okay, so I'm going to leave these 2 together so that we can use it for our card tomorrow. So I have 3. On the back here, we're going to add some tear and tape. If you don't have tear and tape, you can use glue dots. and just add it at an angle on each side. So that's going to be mainly where these circles are going to connect. So you're going to start with one and just hold it in your hand and wrap it. And then it's okay if it kind of comes apart a little bit, and you're just going to lay it like that. And then you're going to do it again with the other one. And if you want these to be bigger circles, you can also get more thread. You could do that, like bigger pieces of thread is what I'm saying. This one I'm going to do a little bigger, so maybe it's not a full wrap of 2. Maybe it's like 1.5. Oh. Try to only connect it to the sides, so that way you don't, it's not all disappearing behind. Okay. There we go. It's so cute. So we're going to pop that up with dimensionals. I'm going to use some edge pieces because I want them to be a little wider so that it holds those threads in place. Just pop them right over the thread. And then you can also add one to the center for support. And then we're going to go over to our white splattered piece and see if that is dry. Okay, I think it is. It looks pretty good. Flip that over, add some dimensionals. And then we'll place this on our card base. We want it to be level with the blue piece, so it's top edge to top edge, right in the center. So it looks something like this, and then you'll add your greeting. And when you add this greeting, you just want the word Easter to be straight on your card. The rest of it can be a little angled. So cute. If you have any sequins left, you can add these around as well. I didn't for my original, but since I know that I've got them still, I can add them. And it's just such a cute card. I love the simplicity. I love the texture of the ribbon and the texture of the splattering. It's just so cute. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this beautiful card today. If you're interested in seeing written instructions or close-up images on how I created this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. If you would like to subscribe to get your own paper pumpkin kit, please do so using the link in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.